Alright, hi Darius. Sorry it took me so long to get this to you. My last few days have been just crazy. But I've had a big note on my desk to get it recorded, so I am doing it now. And since my headset wasn't working at the class meeting, I am not wearing it right now, so hopefully the audio will be okay on this. I have not visited your site before, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Module 1 and go to the orientation. Since you should have already gotten feedback on an orientation, I probably won't spend a whole lot of time there, but we'll see what we get. And I will click on Welcome to Algebra 2 and kind of work our way through that. And okay, so let's see, students will understand how to navigate, blended learning courseworks, and course goals. Okay. Okay, and I'm not going to watch your videos right now. Code Academy, love that. We've had to use that for my son's school. Submitting assignment, okay. Let's click next. Good, I like that you highlighted that. I tend to try to point that out too, but not quite as colorfully. Alright, so you have a meet and greet assignment. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and click next. Maybe? Yep, there we go. Okay. And then we've got our class format. Okay, so it's blended learning. Okay, again, you've got videos. Okay, and I'm going to click next because again, you've already gotten this. So I'm just trying to get a feel for what you've got here. Brief explanation and understanding. Okay, and I'm going to click next again. And see if I can get expectations and gradings. Looks like you've got a lot of videos, which is nice because I know students in that grade don't always read real thoroughly and sometimes do better when they're hearing it. So you show how to view the grades. And so I'm going to get started. And again, I may go back and watch some of those videos later, but for right now, I wanted to just sort of see. Okay, so we've got our Module 1 checklist. And I don't know, personally, I'd like to see maybe a little more information on here, a little explanation of what it is they're downloading or something like that. That would just be something I think might be useful. Not necessarily required, but I do tend to have a little explanation. So the Module 1 learner outcomes, the videos, complete the meet and greet, blended learning. Okay. You've got that, and that may be something you're going to do. I know everything takes time. And that actually, let's see. Hold on, now I'm confused. I'm going to go back to modules, and this isn't you. This is just me. I think I finished your orientation module and went on to the next one, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to go back to modules. Yeah, okay, so the Module 1 checklist. Here's another thing. And I guess the way you phrase that would be okay. Instead of making them download a document, maybe just have the content right there on the page and then have an option of a printable one. But that way, then when they got to that last page, they could see the checklist right there without having to pull anything up. And that's just a thought on my part. Or if you want them to print it out, then give them a to-do list as opposed to a checklist at the end and give it to them at the beginning so they know what they're doing. All right, now I'm going to go into your introductory or your module for this and see what we get. Okay, so review of critical component. Yes, reviews are always important because especially when you're taking a class like that, you tend to forget everything in between. And I know sometimes it's a long time, depending on how the course is set up. Okay, so let's get started. You've got a little video. And again, I'll go back and watch the videos a little later, and if I see any problems, I'll let you know in your email that I send you. Sorry, my internet's been really slow. Okay, so rules of algebraic numbers. Subtraction, multiplication. And you embedded your blend space. I thought about that, but I didn't because I like them to have the option of bookmarking it and being able to go back to it. And, like you would if you were keeping the textbook. Okay, so it still opens once you click on it. So did you just put a image of your blend space in there then? I said, that's just me. No, it didn't open in a new window, so it took me into the blend space. Okay, and you've got your blend space.
Great to see you again. We made it to the classroom. Mr. Grissom has asked me to introduce you to another new learning tool.
Okay. Adding integers. Don't you love blend space? I used it for everything, and I used it for pre-made content. I created content. I linked it all together. I tied it in. I said I think it's just wonderful, and that all seems to work. So let me see if it'll take me. I have to go all the way back through. Get back to Canvas. Oops, I hit too far, didn't I? I did. Alright, let me hit next again. Having it go out to blend space and not stay in Canvas may or may not be an issue. It doesn't matter, but you might want to give them the option of opening that link in a new window. Or maybe I just did something wrong. Let's see. That one, and then hit next. Oh yeah, there that is. Let's see. Okay. All right. So what we have next. Order of operations. Oh, dear Aunt Sally. I always teach that in my class too because I have to tell them that Excel follows order of operations, and so think back to whenever you learned that. 5th or 6th grade. Okay, and you've got your little video. Alright, so we've got that. Okay, order of operations in Quita. Alright. Link. And again, I don't know how you're setting yours up. I tend to try to set mine up so they link to a new window, so I don't have to hit the back button to get back to Canvas. That may be something you want to consider. Obviously your link works. I just that's just my personal thought on that. You may rather not have different windows open, but it said to me if I want to go back and pull the video up or do something, I don't have to exit out of the other link. I can have multiple links open. Alright, practice makes perfect. Click on the link below to print a worksheet. Okay, show you work. Okay, let's see. That's going to bring it up, I assume, in a PDF form. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to hit the back button. Sorry, and my PDFs take forever to load, so I don't want you to sit here and watch me wait for that to load. And if I could bring myself to close a couple windows, it probably wouldn't be as big of an issue, but there you go. We get a next button, or are we at the end? Maybe we're at the end. Nope, there's the next button. It's just taking its time. Okay. Adding and subtracting polynomials. Okay. Very good. I like your colorful graphs. I think those look really nice. And you've got your videos. You know, I'm wondering if instead of the word link, you could put the name of the video there. That might be useful. Information. Again, if there's a problem with your video or with your link, but they have the name of the video, then they could look at it, like look for it on YouTube or something like that. So that might be something useful to consider for that. All right, and more practice, which I assume will come up. Nice little picture. Let's see, what is that? Okay, so that takes you to like a little worksheet thing. Okay, again, my too many windows open. Okay. Next. More help. Okay. And just out of curiosity, how are you going to handle that if somebody's comfortable with what they've learned? So they're getting those concepts, they've seen them before, it is a review, they've mastered it. Is this a graded assignment? It says it is. Let's see. So 2 concepts you feel need additional help. Choose a source. Okay. So I guess they could make one up, but that's just something that jumps into my head, that if they already mastered it, since it is a review, that might be a tough assignment. But I like the idea. I think that might be a neat thing, and finding ways. Their own way to get help is certainly important, because I know a lot of students don't know how to do that. Alright, we have grouping. Okay. Cute little picture. Oh, excuse me. Alright, axioms. Right, okay, let's look at the next thing here. And we got a little quiz coming up. Let's take the quiz. And I'm not taking a quiz on algebra. Although I think I could handle order of operations, but yeah, I dealt my son with Algebra 2 last fall, and it made my brain hurt. It's just too much to try to remember it. So, there we go. Okay, but that looks like that works. So, look at that. And again, I don't think we need to... okay. That's probably going to mess you up. Hope it won't. Anyway, don't grade me too harshly. Alright, what do we got? Yep. And it looks like you got the option of taking it again. Okay, so that's kind of nice. So they get a couple options if they mess up. Go back and do that. Alright, let's see. No? Oop, I don't have a grade. Okay, then you got word problems. I love word problems. And tips, we got a video, another blend space. Which comes up. Okay. And I'm not going to click through this one because I know this video is getting long already. But that looks like your link works. We'll go back. Right, and then a graded discussion. Right, and teach a little lesson, which is always nice, having somebody teach that. I use that a lot in mine. More of a help desk. Okay, one of your coworkers called in with a problem. How do you do that? So I think teaching someone else to do it is a great way to learn. What a neat idea. I like that. Let's see what we're getting to. Transplanting. Okay, so we've got another video. Some nice colorful boxes. And it refers to the textbook, but that's kind of nice. That gives them more information for division. And another little video. Good. I like that you have them reading and doing videos. Again, I think seeing things multiple ways can be very useful. Alright. Special cases and multiplication. Alright, good examples. Alright, foil. I remember those days. Okay. There we go. And some practice. You got that little link, and I am not going to click on that because that one was being real slow to come up, but it looks like you've got the image from the site, so we've got that. And to the game. Let's see what that one looks like. Okay. Yeah, it looks like you found a good site there. With all the different things. And come on. There we go. Yeah. Okay, it's late and my computer is getting tired. Let's see where else we can go with this. Another graded discussion. Right. And I'm not seeing a next button, so I'm guessing that means I made it to the end of everything. I'm just going to click back on modules to make sure. Okay, that looks like you got a great start. I just had, like I said, a couple of those suggestions. I'm going to save this, and I'll probably post it in YouTube and then send you the link and just summarize my comments in your email because I know this got a little long. But nice start. Good job with that.